Hi, I'm Trish at Robinson Sew and Vac in Robinson, Illinois. As you can see behind me, today we're going to talk about the Baby Lock Imagine Serger and how it threads and how easy it is to use. In order to give you an accurate representation of what the Baby Lock Imagine is, I need to show you some of the competition. If you'll notice, this serger is a 4-thread and it has tensions. Again, 4-thread serger, tensions to adjust. Older 4-thread serger, outside wraparound tensions. Serger has lay-in tensions, that serger has lay-in tensions, but every one of these has a tension that you must adjust to get an accurate stitch. The next thing you'll notice are intricate threading paths underneath the machine. To get back into the loopers, sometimes you have to open places and take things off to get to them. Same thing here, this door would have to be open to get to the other side of that so I can thread my looper accurately. These are all things that frustrate us when it comes to threading our serger, correct? But here's your news flash. On the Imagine, there are no tensions, and there is no intricate threading underneath. Watch. First of all, when we look at the Imagine, we see no tension knobs. We see no intricate threading paths here. You do see some loopers. There's an upper and a lower looper, but what I want you to see is this channel right here. When I push on this button with my thumb and roll the hand wheel forward, you're going to see these two channels completely lock into place right about now. And so I don't know if you can see that or not. My phone's not focusing in very well. But there are two channels completely closed off here to attach to this tubular looper system. And what that does is allows the thread to blow through beautifully from these threading ports. We're going to do that next. Okay, this is kind of difficult to do one-handed, so bear with me. I'm going to take my upper looper thread and bring it up into the threading path on this mast right here. Just slide it in. We're going to bring it down. We're going to clip it into that port back there. We're going to come straight down. I'm going to bring the thread down to my lap to give myself plenty of slack. Linda Rainwater, if you're watching, you'll be proud of me because I remembered. I'm then going to take the tail of the thread. Again, I'm trying to do this one-handed. This tail of this thread needs to go in this port right here. Notice I flipped this switch to the left to get it into my upper looper port. Now, I want you to watch this upper looper as I push this lever. On your mark, get set, whoosh, and there came the thread. Then I do the same thing for this one. I'm going to put it on lower looper. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab my thread tail. If I can find it here. I'm going to bring it up to my threading path at the top. I'm going to hold it with this hand while I snap it in here. Then I'm going to bring it down to my lap. Oh, came out of the threading path. Hang on. There we go. Bring it down to my lap so I've got plenty of slack. I'm going to take that tail and put it in this port after I've put this on lower looper. Take about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of thread down in that port. Make sure there's plenty of slack and it's not caught on anything. Then I want you to watch this lower looper as I whoosh the lever. 1, 2, 3. And there it is. And that's all you need, folks. 2 ports, put the thread in, push the button, and it's threaded. You might say, that's all well and good. You can thread your loopers that way, but I have a hard time threading my needles. Well, the good news is, Baby Lock Imagine has a needle threader as well. Watch this. I have already snapped my thread from my thread guide down into these ports, just because it's easier to do with both hands. And they're just hanging here. As you can see, you've got 2 red threads hanging here. Now, I'm going to release my looper channel. I'm going to bring these threads down. I'm going to go over here to the belt, or the hand wheel, and line up the belt cover mark with the hand wheel mark. It's a fancy way of saying I'm getting those 2 green lines to match up, okay? Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take this thread, and I'm going to put it in its proper path. I'm going to adjust my needle threader for either my right needle or my left needle. I'm going to do the right one first. I'm going to bring this thread over. I'm going to hook it on this channel here. I'm going to go straight up, keep this guy out of the way. I'm going to come straight back down here. I'm going to put it in this. Then I'm going to use my needle threader. I'm going to bring this down and put the thread across it and let it pull it through. Okay, again, because I'm doing this one-handed, it is very difficult to see, but I have the thread down and across the needle threader and held in my left hand while I have the threader depressed with my left finger. And I'm going to let go of that lightly and let go of that thread and let it pull the thread through the needle. You see that? And it'll be the same process for the other needle. Then I would put this on left, bring my thread down, hook it on the little hook underneath there, straight across to this one, up, over, back down, behind the guide at the top of the needle, and again I'm going to use that needle threader. Okay, and here we go. As I let go of the needle threader, it pulls the thread through, and then I can just grab it from behind the needle, back here, and pull it on through. And so there you have it, a completely threaded serger from cone to looper, from cone to needle. Within 5 minutes I've got it done. And for the grand finale, watch this. I'm going to go from one thin, flimsy layer of satin to 2 layers of thin, stretchy lycra, to 2 layers of stiffer cotton, to 2 layers of thick denim, to 4 layers of thick denim. And what you're going to see is that I get the same perfect stitch every time. All because of the automatic thread delivery system, the tubular loopers, the jet air threading. It's amazing, and we say, for that, thank you, Baby Lock.